So let's talk a little bit about summarizing ideas. So when you read a passage or listen to a listening passage, you want to read or listen very carefully and reduce the content to the most important points, like we were talking about with the infomercials. You know, you just want to most important points and an example. So this ensures, when you do this, it ensures that you understand the viewpoint and the information when you can reduce it down to the most important points. And it helps you to identify the 5 W's, as we call it: who, what, where, when, and why. And depending upon the question, not all of those points are going to be the most important points. So from the passage, you'll have to decide for yourself which of those points are the most important. And usually they state the most important things pretty early on, almost immediately. And then they give the less important points or the supporting ideas in the following paragraphs or, you know, the following sentences. So we're going to read an article about advertising. And if this were the actual test, you, of course, would be reading it on your own, but I'll read it along with you. And in the world of advertising, this is quite possible. Consider the example of Jacko. This great Australian football hero recently appeared on TV and yelled at the audience to buy products. Jacko's angry campaign worked well in Australia, so Energizer Batteries invited him north to sell their product in the United States. But Jacko's yelling did not convince the American audience to buy batteries. So, goodbye Jacko, hello Energizer Bunny, the little toy rabbit that has sold far more batteries than Jacko. In the world of advertising, selling products is the most important goal. As companies are becoming more global, they're looking for new ways to sell their products all over the world. It's true that because of global communication, the world is becoming smaller today. So, what do you think, if we summarized what we just read, what do you think the emotional appeals in these ads might be? If you think about Jacko, and you think about the Energizer Bunny, I mean, even if you don't know the Energizer Bunny, you can imagine, you know, a little bunny rabbit. It's pretty soft and gentle and kind of funny. He goes and goes and goes, and then his battery wears out and he falls over. So the emotional appeals would be anger in Jacko. You know, he had a very angry campaign where he yelled at his audience and told them to buy their products. And then the bunny is just kind of gentle and humorous. So why do you think Jacko is so popular in Australia? Any ideas?
Well, I think, actually, I didn't really pay too much attention, earlier, when you were reading the article, but, I think, my impression, is that, Jacko, he's a kind of a popular, athlete, in the in Australia, and Australia people in Australia, they kind of familiar, with the Jekyll, that he's kind of an angry person, and he yelling to people. So that's that's might be his kind of popular idea. I'm not sure if I answered that question properly.
Yeah, well, you're right. And somebody else typed in because he's a football hero. So yeah, you're both right. I mean, he was popular and a well-known football hero in Australia. So that's one of the reasons he was so popular and sold the product so well. But what about when Jacko came to the U.S.? Why do you think he wasn't so popular? And they don't really tell you. You have to kind of.
Yes, that's an interesting question, because I think they didn't really say this. Yeah. I think maybe the people in America, they or let's say the American people, they are they are just not they just don't like the ideas of people yelling at them very much, and probably they know less about Jekyll, these athletes, and they may feel a little bit weird. Let's say a relative, unknown, sports player or an athlete, who's yelling at them, which is they don't which they don't get used to a lot. So that's might be the reason they don't they don't like him, or his company that much here. Yeah.
Right, and somebody else typed in pretty much the same answer because people didn't know him here. And you're right, we don't like to be yelled at. So it was probably a combination of things, but he didn't go over very well here.
But Shannon, I have to just say one thing. It's not a complete truth. Let's say I think it's more about let's say maybe Jekyll just been less well known in America, because I have watched, I remember there's a TV show in especially like these talk shows in America, one of them is a talk show, and other is a TV show about stock market, and seriously I feel the host they are just literally yelling to the audience. And so it's so I've seen probably if people know about the people, sorry, if people know about the reporters, know about the host, they would be okay with that. But probably Jekyll is just nobody knows about him at here.
Yeah. Wait. Didn't like a strange person yelling at us. So what about the bunny? Oh, no guesses on the bunny. Yeah, I know. Your guess is as good as... He was really pretty funny. I mean, it was just kind of a funny ad. In fact, he may still be on. I haven't been watching much TV lately, but the ads would show this funny-looking bunny banging on a drum. Yeah, he's cute, someone says. And yeah, we thought he was cute too. And he would go and go and go and beat all the competition because his battery was better, and then fall over when his battery finally died. So, yeah, he was pretty cute. So, we're going to listen to another ad and look at the outline on the the slide, and then we will listen to the clip. So the main idea is given. It's advertisers' different techniques to persuade customers to buy. So listen for the effective technique, the most popular, and an example of an ad.
Three, speaking. Integrated task. Page 12. Listening. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. As you remember, last week we talked about the history of radio advertising. And so today we're going to continue by talking about techniques that advertisers use to get us to buy the products they're selling. In other words, the methods they use to persuade us to buy. One of the most effective techniques is to manipulate or control our emotions. Advertisers call this an emotional appeal. Today I'm going to talk about several emotional appeals. And to show you what I'm talking about, I'm going to play some real radio ads. Is everyone with me at this point? Okay then, let's get started. One of the most popular emotional appeals is the appeal to humor. If something is funny, it's likely to grab us, our attention, I mean. So, funny ads are often easy to remember. They also give us a good feeling, which is another reason why they're popular. Here's an example of a humorous ad. It's flea season again. Fleas, pesky bugs jump into your dog's hair, bite his skin, make him itch. Unfortunately, most flea treatments involve bathing with harsh chemicals. Not fun for me or my dog. That's why I'm getting the Doggy's Friend Flea Collar. It goes around your dog's neck and makes a noise that drives fleas crazy. So off they jump. Don't delay. Get a Doggy's Friend today.
So, now we're running out of time. There we go. So, yeah, actually we only have a minute left. So, I will just quickly tell you, the effective technique was the emotional appeal. And the most popular ad they talked about was the humorous ad. And the example was the doggy flea collar. So I hope everyone enjoyed this. And I hope to see you next time.